Okay, welcome back. Now I continue my 32 and 32 with the Los Angeles Chargers. Last season, they finished with a record of 10 and 7. They claimed the fifth spot and the first wild card spot um, in Justin Herbert's, I believe, third season behind the quarterback position. Uh, Going into the last week of the playoffs, they didn't have much. Last week of the season, I do apologize. They didn't have much to play for, so they did lose their last game, which would have been week 18. Their home and away stretch, so they had 8 games at home, and they had 9 games away. They finished above 500 in both categories, so 5-3 at home, and then they finished 5-4 on the road. Now, it's kind of shocking that even though they finished 10 and 7, they actually struggled against their AFC West foes, finishing with a 2-4 record. So the fact that they finished below 500 against their division rivals and were still managed to get into the postseason just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to win out your division or have to have an above 500 record against your division to get into the postseason, as long as you can defeat the other opponents in the conference and the other divisions in your seed as well. So I'll just quickly take a look at the stats for Justin Herbert's and friends. So don't have to zoom out or go up and down too much. Just have to make sure I am in line.
Oh no. Oh guys.
This is quite blurry. Hold on just 1 second. Come on. This is taking a lot longer than I expected. Okay, so it's not perfect, but there you can see Justin Herbert, the quarterback. He threw for 4,739 yards. He went 477 out of 699 passes and a touchdown to interception ratio of 25-10. And Chase Daniel, the backup, finished with a total of 52 yards. He was 8 of 12, and he had a touchdown as well. So, going over the additions and subtractions while I go back to the standings. They lost linebacker Drew LaQuill, and he is now signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. And as I've said in all my other videos, that it's more common than not to sign with a division rival than it is to sign outside your division. And a few other subtractions. Nazir Alvary, a safety, he is now signed with the Los Angeles. Oh, he's just must have re-signed. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I guess he was a free agent, but they must have still brought him back. Yes. So it's telling me he was on the subtraction list, which is kind of confusing. And then Kyle Van Noy, again, telling me he's on the subtraction list. So therefore, yeah, he's a free agent more or less. So 2 linebackers and a safety were dropped, but Nazir Alderley, the safety, has come back, and a new addition on the linebacker side of things is Eric Kendricks, and I believe he played last year. Oh, he's played the last several years with the Minnesota Vikings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons with the Vikings, and he's now shifted over to the AFC West. So coming into the 2023-2024 season, I believe there's high hope and high optimism for this Charger team. So even though they made the postseason last year, they blew a humongous lead against the Jaguars, and ultimately their season was over after just one round of the playoffs. I believe they should get into another playoff. They should get into the playoffs again when it comes to this season. I don't think they're going to get the division title. I believe as long as Patrick Mahomes is a Kansas City Chief, which he's going to be there for many, many years to come, that the Chiefs have that division hands down before the first snap of the season. So I believe the Chargers should finish at least second in that division, unless they get off to a poor start or injuries, or somehow the Broncos can somehow get over that hump and get ahead of them. I have high hope for the Chargers that they should finish at least fifth or sixth in the AFC conference, and they should land the number 5 or 6 seed as a wild card team. So If you're a Charger fan, you should have lots of optimism. Justin Herbert did sign that massive contract, so he's going to be your franchise quarterback for many years to come. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time, take care.